strategist over at Let's Talk Strategies, home of the SaaS Factor. Joining you all today, live streaming from IG, hoping that it'll allow me to continue the greatness here for a change. And of course, joining you all as well over on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, all those other fun, good, exciting places. And I want to welcome you to yet another segment of Empowering Women Together. This whole journey of coming live for these total 31 days has truly been an awesome experience for me. Pushing through in spite of technical difficulties and just wanting to still be the woman of my word and to share this good, valuable information that I've gotten, things that I operate in, things that I've learned from other people, and things that I've learned from women in history. So today we are going to dive in a bit and talk about something that a lot of people know about, but they don't walk in it. They don't walk in it. It is time management, aka time batching, batch working, all those key things that will allow you to get a lot of different things done in a timely fashion, but not have you kind of all over the place, right? And I just believe that it is something that is truly valuable. As my topic, for those of you that are joining me over on YouTube and all the other places, it's called time batching, a valuable technique for women in business to manage and to be successful. And that's where we're going to go today. I believe that time batching will help you to increase your productivity and maintain something that we all need to maintain in order to be successful in business. And that is a healthy work life blend, I like to call it. Some people like to call it work life balance. I just believe that is more of a blend for me than balance. And here's some quick tips here that I believe can help you when it comes to time batching as a woman in business, mom in business, successful woman in business. The first tip is identify the task. How many of us sit down and we just start doing things without thinking about what we're doing and wondering why we feel like we hadn't completed anything? So when you identify your task, you begin by listing all of the regular tasks that you're responsible for. So these things will help you kind of determine which tasks to group together so you can organize them and dedicate them to the right time block, right? Because you can have them all listed. It's just like getting all this stuff on our to-do list. And then we just start running and there's no method to the madness. But you have to identify them first in order to put them in the right group so that you can operate correctly while you're dealing with this time block piece, right? And then the next thing that you want to do is categorize your task. That's going to be extremely important. So you want to group those similar tasks together based on the nature of what it is that you're doing, such as administrative work, creative tasks, client meetings, strategic planning, all of that stuff. You want to categorize it so that you can make sure that it is in the right block. This will allow you to focus first and foremost on that type of task at this particular time and minimize kind of crossing and switching, that whole thing that they tell us about multitasking, that it's really not real because we start and we stop. I know I got some people that are arguing with me about it. I'm not here to argue with you. I know, in my opinion, that multitasking is really not something that's really taking place because you're stopping and starting. But if you time block things and you have them categorized correctly, it will allow you to go from this to the next and just flow well. And for me, I let them kind of marry each other. That way, I know that I'm on the right path and I'm not flipping over here and flipping over there and missing out and forgetting some things. Another good tip for time batching and to walk in that successful way that we know you desire to walk in, like women in history, is that time batching allows you to set priorities. Why is setting priorities real important? Because it helps you determine the importance of the urgency. of each task. How urgent is this? Is this particular task going to be something that's income generating? Is it a task that needs to be done, but is it a task that doesn't necessarily need to be done by you? Right? So prioritizing them based on their relevance is going to be key to your overall business goals and deadlines. The next one is scheduling those time blocks. So now that you've identified them and you categorized them and you've done all those things that are necessary so that you can put them in the right area for the right time, you're scheduling them and you're allocating those specific time blocks for the categories for your calendar, right? Because I love categories. I love calendars, pardon me. And when I have the calendar, I can identify what it is I'm doing. It's just like brain dumping. When I tell you to get things out of your head, put it down on paper. I tell you don't focus on trying to put them in any particular order first. Get it out first. Once you get it out, then you go back and you categorize it, right? So you know where they actually really truly belong, and it helps you as you map out that time block. It helps you so that you can see whatever it is, that task that you're working on, that you're doing. Sometimes some of those tasks you may not work, let's say, very good at first thing in the morning or in the afternoon. You may want to look at that time and go, I work best on this at this time. So you need to be able to identify those things so that you can put them in the order by relevance, right? And also operating within that time block mode to help you succeed. Time blocking helps you minimize distractions. They really do. During your time block, you can eliminate distractions as much as possible. Do things like closing those unnecessary tabs, those social media things that are open that you know you don't need to have open. This way, you can create that flow and build that momentum that you need. I encourage you to silence those. Pop-ups and notifications that you don't need when you're in that time block mojo mode, right? That work environment is going to be extremely important for you so that you can get through those necessary tasks that I know you desire to get through in a timely fashion, and then you can maximize your productivity. The next important tip or fact when it comes to time blocking is time blocking helps you not to forget something that we as busy moms are guilty of doing, y'all, and it's taking a break. We are so guilty of not stopping and remembering that taking a break is extremely important. Don't forget to schedule in your break times. Those are very important. It allows you to recharge and it helps you to stay focused and maintain that efficiency or that efficient flow throughout the day. If you are overstuffing your day, staying busy, I find that when I do it without scheduling in those breaks, getting up and maybe moving my arms, remembering to go get me something to eat, remembering to drink me some water, all those key things that are extremely important, I start working in circles. I get off track. That's because I'm tired. You get tired if you don't take breaks. It is important to take the breaks so that you can recharge yourself. Uber important. And then also, time blocks allows you to make the necessary adjustments if you need it. What do I mean by that? When you time block, it allows you to regularly review certain time batched things that you have in motion so that you can see, does this fit the right way? And if you keep finding yourself running up against a wall on a task that you know you really need to have done, but you keep trying to figure out why it's just not flowing, now you may need to look at that and go, maybe this just doesn't fit at this right time, or this is in the wrong cluster of time, right? It just does not sit. You get a chance to look at the priorities and the task and see if over time, if this is something that really fits for you, if it's something that's in your niche that you are dealing with, because we get jacked up doing stuff that has nothing to do with our business. Is it something that's in your wheelhouse? It may be something that needs to be done for your business, but it may not be something that you are good at. So you may need to give it to someone else. So when you time block, it helps you catch those things as well. And then last but not least, y'all, well, I got a couple more, I believe, because, when I think about time blocking, I also think about how it also helps me set boundaries. And what I mean about setting boundaries, it helps me communicate to people at this time during this day, I'm doing this task. So what I was doing before was I was going live, just kind of sporadic, trying to figure out the best time for you all to see when the most of my tribe would be there, people that were following me, people that I could help were following me. But what I started to do, I said, well, let me announce that I'm going to go live at 6:30. Generally speaking, during the weekdays. On Sabbath, aka Saturday, y'all gonna see me after that because I'm taking care of my spiritual, my personal, my relational stuff, and then I come on after that. But I decided to, put down my time and to let people know. That way those boundaries are in place. People are not calling me at times that they know I am doing said things. And also, it allows me to let you all know what's next. And that's how you can use it as well. Setting those boundaries, putting those time, it allows you to focus and it allows everyone else to know what it is you're doing at that said time. And time blocking allows you next to track your progress is an extremely important thing because you want to monitor your productivity while you're using the time batching part. Put a little timer on. There's so many different timers that you can use. You can put it on your cell phone. There's several different apps that you can download. Put that timer on. See how long it's taking you to do different things. This is going to help you if you're hiring like a VA, virtual assistant, admin, junior admin, lets you know how long it's taking you to do said task. So when you hire those people, they know as well that you know how long this task should take. And it will help you to identify those areas of improvement so you can adjust your schedule for optimal efficiency. It's all about that. Who got time to waste? We're busy moms, busy wives, busy women in business. You ain't got time to waste. And last but not least, the 10th one is time blocking helps you to stay consistent. Consistency is key. Time blocking is most effective when it is practiced consistently. So when you stick to a schedule as much as possible, because life happens, right? I was supposed to be here right at 6:30, was here, but had some different things going on. Life happens. I don't trip out about that. But I want you to see that it's still consistency showing up, right? If you can do it as much as possible, it will allow you to form and develop that habit that you need to develop to ensure that long-term success in managing your time as a woman in business. You decided to go in business for several different reasons. It may be because you wanted to have the time with your children. Maybe you didn't work well with people. Maybe it was all about you doing this thing and not having anybody tell you that if your child is sick, you got to go into work. Whatever your reason for going into business, you have to be disciplined to be a business owner and to have the effect that you want to have. So when you have those ups and downs, when you put something like time blocking in, you can stay consistent even when you don't feel like it because you know these things need to be done in order for you to have that necessary success that you want to have. And before we wrap up, I want to share how valuable the technique has been for some of those successful women in history throughout. Because they grouped similar tasks together and focused on dedicated time blocks, they were able to really soar in business. I've been speaking about people like Mary Kay Ash and Oprah Winfrey and all of that. Mary Kay, as that founder of Mary Kay Cosmetics, she literally attributes her success in part to time management, time batching. She would batch her task, focus on her sales calls, her team meetings, all those things that are really, really important. See, it's all about that strategic planning. So that helped her go ahead and build that multi-million dollar company that is still in existence to this day. Of course, we got our Oprah Winfrey, that media mogul, Time batching allowed her to effectively manage her time, dedicate specific blocks for interviews, she said, show preparation, and personal development. This is all still about personal and professional development. I mean, it's just key, in my opinion, for the success. I could go on and on and on about several successful women in history, but I want you to know if they can do it, some have gone on, some are still here. Girl, you can do it too. You really can. It just takes some discipline and it takes consistency. So these successful women proved that time batching can be a powerful tool in the world of business. And by grouping similar tasks together and dedicating time to focus on them, because that's key. Women in history have been able to achieve incredible success in making lasting impact in their fields of business. And so can you. All right. Let's get that time block regimen set up. And when you set it up, let me know. Come back to the post on wherever you're following me at, and let me know how it's working for you. Be consistent and watch how you can begin to elevate your business and have that success that I know you desire to have. All right, sassy lady. All right, y'all. This is Danette Moss, business systems and implementation strategist, aka the strategy lady over at Let's Talk Strategies and Digital CEO Systems, where I work with those overwhelmed mompreneurs or women in business. Y'all, I help them go from overwhelmed to first simplifying, automating, systematizing, and streamlining their business, helping them get rid of that guilty feeling of feeling like they're all over the place so they can go ahead and increase that income and grow that business. In a nutshell, I help you put your business on rinse and repeat. I hope that this has truly been helpful for you. And I really appreciate you for joining me on day 19 of Empowering Women Together. And happy Women's History Month. You all take care. See you tomorrow. Wow.